Who should Steve Borthwick play against Argentina? That's what we're going to discuss in today's video. As always, if you love this rugby chat, don't forget to like, comment and subscribe. And I'd be interested to know, who would you actually pick to play Argentina? Would you make any changes? Who would you like to see in? Who would you like to be dropped out of the team? That's what we're going to discuss in today's video. And ultimately, it's just opinions. The most important thing is, Steve Borthwick picks his team. We can't influence that at all, but it'd be interesting to know what players people pick, what people don't, and what you think of Steve Borthwick's team so far. Now, I'm just going to run through very quickly who England started against Fiji. I'll put it up on the screen over here. So you had Ellis Genge, Jamie George, Joe Hayes, Alex Coles, George Martin, Ollie Chesham, Guy Pepper and Ben Earl. As your backs, you had Jack Van Portfleet, JVP, Finn Smith, Manny Feo-Waboso, Seb Atkinson, Henry Slade, Tommy Freeman and Marcus Smith. As your replacements, or finishers, as Eddie Jones used to say, Cowan Dickey, Asher Poker-Fajor and George Kloska. You had Tom Curry, Henry Pollock. You had Alex Mitchell. You had Bernard van Rensburg and Noah Collori. So those are the players that you had last week. Now, there was a little bit of an injury to Alex Mitchell, so he's now dropped out. So I'm now going to put up who's available from the squad. This photo was at the beginning of there, so I do believe all of these players are pretty much available who you can pick from. And like I said, with Alex Mitchell now being out injured, they have now brought in Rafi Quirk as of yesterday to go into that squad, and they have brought in Manuel Ayogan and Chandler Cunningham South. So, with all those players available, who would you pick for your starting team, and who would you pick on the bench to face Argentina? This is what I'm going to go for, okay? So I think the front row, you need to keep it exactly the same. You need to have Ellis Genge, Jamie George and Joe Hayes. Ellis Genge, you know what you're going to get. He's been around the block. His physicality, his scrummaging is very, very good now. Jamie George, over 100 kappa, don't need to say any more. And then Joe Hayes has had an incredible season with England. Your lock department with Alex Coles and George Martin, don't want to change that at all. I want to keep that the same. You could change it when obviously Mario Toji comes back after he's been rested, but at the moment that combination is brilliant. I'm absolutely loving that Ollie Chesham is on the back row option. Again, it just gives England that extra line out forward, and again, it just allows England to play with effectively 3 locks, that big engine room, which is really good. Pick Guy Pepper. I think that he's just a great player. He's going to steal some balls and stuff like that. He's physical. He can run on wide channels and stuff like that. And he's an elite player. And I feel like Ben Earl is your number 8. You ain't going to pick anyone else apart from Tom Willis, but you can't do that. So that's kind of like my my forwards. In terms of my backs, I have made a few adjustments. So the first one that I'm changing is I'm bringing Ben Spencer into the starting lineup. The reason why is he is a better starter. He can dictate the game. He can play England's kick chase. He can play England's dominant, forward line outs and scrums and all that set piece. That's what Ben Spencer is going to be there for, to control the set piece, to play a pragmatic England game, and again, just dictating how the game needs to go. Not to say that JVP can't do that, but I think JVP can add that fast pace, that snarpiness, the breakdowns. He can just add that once England get into a lead towards the end, or if it's tight, you can just add that extra box kicker. Finn Smith is going to be my 10. Don't need to change him at all. His distribution, kicking, his attacking mindset, very important. And especially with some of those Northampton boys, it's really important that you have a base of players to build around. And with looking at this England squad announcement, Northampton need to be the players that you're picking from. For centres, okay, there's nothing against Seb Atkinson at all. I think he's trying his best. I do believe that England system isn't the best for him at the moment. But again, he's doing his best. But I would bring Bernard van Rensburg straight in to my 12 and start him. His distribution, his physicality is exactly what England need against Argentina. Argentina have got a very good centre partnership with Cinti in there. And again, England just need that big ball carrier just to take it up there, bring in some defenders, and again, allowing him to play his distribution game and just being physical. I would partner him with Henry Slade. That then gives Henry Slade the ability to throw the ball. Again, you can use Henry Slade's left foot ability, put it in the corners, push Argentina back, and ultimately he can then use the big wide men outside, because we have some fantastic wingers, and get them in the game. So my wingers will be Tommy Freeman on one wing and Manny Feo-Boso on the other. Manny Feo-Boso breaks the tackle, gets past the game line, incredible player for England. England's probably one star player that actually, you know, England really need the most. And Tommy Freeman is, again, one of the world's best wingers. He's not a centre to me. I think he's better out on the wing, but you can always bring him in and involve him in the game and use him as a kind of second centre from the wing. And then I would have Marcus Smith starting at fullback. England don't really have many options, a couple of injuries with there, and I think you've picked Marcus Smith for the last few games at fullback, so you need to stay that. After the championship, I think England really need to dive down, have a look at different options for different positions, and take a leap out of what South Africa are doing, and have multiple players that can play different positions and different options, and have basically, you know, Marcus is a 10, he's better at 10, and I'd rather have the players playing in their best positions than just trying to put them on the pitch at all. So that's that. Okay, so that is my starting 15, as we're going to go on to replacements. Luke Cowan-Dickie is my hooker. Ashopoko Fajor and George Kloska are going to combine him in the front row. The reason why I've sticked with the same front row that played against Fiji is I think you just need to reward those boys. They did a great job. I don't want to too much chop and changing. For the kind of second row, I would have Ted Hill covering that. I feel like if George Martin or Alex Coles went down injured, or you need to take them off, you could just slot Ollie Chesson back in, and having Ted Hill as your extra kind of like line out forward means that England can really go after the line out, really put Argentina under pressure, and again, England can launch after set piece. With Lee Blackett, as your attack coach, that's how he worked with Bath. Set piece, strike plays, and I think that's what England need to do to get past Argentina. I'd also have Henry Pollock starting on the bench. For me, he's better for England at this moment in time coming off the bench. He will have a high energy, he is fast, he is physical, and if you can imagine, with 20 minutes to go when you're absolutely tired and he comes on, defences are going to get absolutely open up, and he's just going to wind up the team, and I feel like he's going to bring that second load of energy for those English boys when they're in a deep test match against Argentina. It's going to be physical, it's going to be nasty, and Henry Pollock's just going to add that X factor in there. I'd also put Tom Curry in there. Again, it just allows England just to kind of add that extra physicality. Tom Curry is just going to absolutely destroy the breakdown. He's going to get in there, steal balls. He's just going to basically just be a horrible forward to deal with, and especially if the game is really tight, you need that experience. So that's what he's going to do. So those are my forwards. I am going with a 6-2 split, so those are my 6 forwards, and my 2 replacement backs. I'm going to have JVP as my scrum half. I feel like, again, Ben Spencer is going to take the game and kick it, and if you needed to change the game, if it's getting away from you, you can add Van Portfleet, and he's started the games for England anyway, so I would have him coming off the bench. And my kind of wild card will be Noah Kalori. The reason why is I feel like if Finn Smith went down, you need that fly half cover. You could bring Marcus Smith from 15 into 10. And then because England haven't actually got any out-and-out fullbacks, Noah Kalori's USP is catching the high ball. I think you could put him in there. Worst case scenario, you could probably put Henry Slade back to 15. You could probably bring Tommy Freeman, and then you could bring Noah Kalori over to the wing. I think Noah Kalori is an exceptional talent. You need to have him on the pitch, and I think that you can really find out what this kid is made of. So that is my team to play Argentina. I'd be interested to know what you would pick, who would you pick, and if you think I'm completely wrong or bonkers, or whether some of you agree. It'd be interesting to know. If you have enjoyed the video, don't forget to like, comment and subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next one.